World out there and on the internet, it's a world that changes every day. And if you're a sports fan, if you're not on the information superhighway yet, I think it's time to find an on-ramp partner, because the future is now.
They give it to Sanders, and
The games sports fans love are now the games they can play on the internet. There's no delay here. On the internet, sports services update games as they happen. You can follow your favorite team almost instantaneously and get the latest information, the latest statistics, and the latest scores right from your computer.
The internet merely reflects what people are interested in doing in real life, and it's no different. There's clearly an appetite for sports information.
the pass is broken up by Rock Marion.
And there's clearly an appetite for games on the internet. With technology constantly improving, games are becoming more sophisticated, and sports fans can create communities on the net to play each other.
The level of realism that you're starting to find, especially in games, is pretty awe-inspiring for those who have not historically been playing games.
Sports drives a significant chunk of the market, and joining us now to talk more about this is Mike Levy. He's the CEO of Sportsline USA, one of the most comprehensive sports websites around. Mike, first of all, let me ask you, is there enough of a market for sports to sustain all this growth that we've seen in the last few years?
Oh, sure. I think sports is really the greatest thing for the internet, and I think the internet's the greatest thing that's happened for sports fans, for analysis, to play football pools, to watch games live, to get information on sports that are not widely broadcast on TV. Let's say you're a golf fan and you want to know what's going on Thursday or Friday, but you have to work. But, from work, you can find out right on Sportsline what's going on.
One of the things that I found interesting, because just a few months ago, I was a basic computer illiterate before I came here to MSNBC, is that not just following professional sports, spectator sports, college sports, but also the internet's very helpful if you're a sports fan. If, in my case, I like to play golf, just moved to the New York area, I want to know about golf courses. There's lots and lots of sites on the net where you can find out where golf courses are in your area, how much green fees are, whether they're public or private.
Absolutely. It's just the greatest thing ever. To give you an example of some other sports, too, let's say the Ironman triathlon. Pretty hard to cover that on television and see what's really going on. But if you go to Sportsline, you can actually see graphics of exactly how the races are taking place.
Do you think that this is going to continue to keep growing in the next 10, 20 years?
It's going to be great. We've had millions of people on our site. On Sunday afternoon, let's say you're an NFL fan, you can actually listen to our radio show. We have a radio show on the internet that has people calling in from every stadium in the NFL to let you know what's going on. And while you're listening, you can look at our football live coverage with little graphics that show exactly the status of every game. And at the same time, you can participate and chat with other football fans.
All right, Mike, we'll take a real quick break. We'll be right back with Mike Levy after this.
I'm 62. Can I still help prevent...
SNBC, I was just playing with my computer, getting updates on the football scores. I'm Rob Nicoleski. We're talking about sports on the internet. We're joined by Mike Levy, the CEO of Sportsline USA, one of the most comprehensive sports websites around. Mike, first of all, let's talk a little bit about the rights fees question. I know that your company was able to work something out with the NFL, but the NBA, from what I understand, is still a little ticked off about sports websites taking things as they come down and then passing them on to the website. Where does that stand right now?
Pretty interesting, really, the legal issues. We do pitch by pitch in baseball, and we have an understanding with Major League Baseball on that. The NFL were licensed to do football live and to use their logos. NBA, we cover the NBA games, but, we're staying within NBA rules. But I think a lot of these laws still have to be worked out. As you know, there are lawsuits between the NBA and America Online and others about the use of NBA real game action. So I think we just have to wait and see what the courts decide.
Again, for the people who may not be completely computer literate, for a Major League Baseball game, people can dial up on the internet and watch the game pitch by pitch with computer-animated graphics, right?
Oh, that's right. In fact, we've archived every single baseball game that took place last season. You can go back on your computer and replay every single baseball game, pitch by pitch, this season, and see it on Sportsline.
if you don't have a life. Ed, if you think there's a future for other members of the media, like newspapers, if the internet is so up to date, so instantaneous, is there a question for other media sources?
Oh, sure there's a question. I mean, we run a full newsroom, and I'll give you a good example. On the East Coast, by the time the Tyson-Holyfield fight was over, all the East Coast papers had gone to press. So the next morning, you didn't even know who won the fight. But we had it up as soon as the fight was over. We actually had round-by-round coverage. We had live radio interviews. We had the post-fight press conference. All of those things are available on our service, and you can't even get them the next day on TV usually, or certainly not in the newspapers.
All right, Mike Levy, the CEO for Sportsline USA. Mike, we've got to log off. We're just about out of time. I appreciate your dropping by. We'll have a lot more sports for you in the next hour. We'll be checking.